guys, this is V-Man with MMO Source, and today we're going to be reviewing Aura Kingdom, also known as Fantasy Frontier Online. It's an MMORPG by X Legend, published by Area Ignite. So, let's get started. It's a standard MMO with 12 classes. Now, it does seem like the developers were just looking for an excuse to diversify, but 12 classes are 12 classes, and they're all quite different. They're divided in melee, magic, and ranged, and they're all played differently. I really like the fact that all of the classes are equally offensive in combat, so if you're playing with your friends, none of you has to receive a short stick and get stuck playing a healer. Everyone contributes to the fight just the same. Alright, making a new character. This is the hardest part of any MMORPG. So there doesn't seem to be a lot of character customization, but I don't think that's going to be a problem, because this game has a lot of costumes, and they go on top of your armor, and besides there's 12 different classes, so no one's really gonna look exactly like you. You also get to pick a permanent companion called an Eidolon, and there's 4 different ones to choose from, but it doesn't matter because one of them is a unicorn. The game starts you off in a tutorial where you're incredibly powerful, but it turns out it was all just a dream. The combat's pretty straightforward. You select a target and you auto-attack. You can also cast any of your active spells while you're fighting. The graphics are really impressive. Nothing we haven't seen before, but I like how smoothly they run. I do, however, have a bit of an issue with some of the animations. But overall, it is a very beautiful game. The artwork is delightful and really reminds me of Fly for Fun by G-Potato, which is another MMO. And it seems to be a combination of that game with some more modernized 3D environments. The entire game feels like one giant tribute to those cute critter-style monsters that we're used to seeing, and progressively as you level up, the monsters become more and more vicious. This is what makes the game charming as opposed to being just another violent MMO. So even though you're fighting, it feels much more relaxing than usual. This is also the reason I would recommend this game to any children that want to start playing an MMO. The interface is pretty straightforward. Under the character screen, we can see all the stats, and we get to add 1 stat point per level. In the screen, you can also see all of your equipped items and your vanity items. There's also a title screen where you can choose between different titles that you've earned, and more importantly, the Envoy's Path tab, which is code for your talents. You start off with 1 class talent, and then you have 4 directions where you can take it. Each of these talent directions branch off in different benefits, so you choose between attack speed, critical, and so forth. There are also several other styles of unlockable talents that pertain to certain level milestones and class upgrades, and of course you can train in different weapon specializations, which are, again, class specific. There is unfortunately a cash shop, but then again they have to make money somehow. The cash shop doesn't seem to offer any pay-to-win items, but it does make the game significantly easier. The game also offers this really interesting feature that I believe should be implemented in all MMORPGs. You can skip server on the same server, and what that means is you choose a different channel to play on, and your character is technically still on the same server, but cannot interact with people from other channels. And this is really useful if you just would like to be alone, or if you'd like to play with your friends, then all of you could get together on a particular channel, and you would be less likely to get bothered by other people. So the game is pretty straightforward, and it's an MMO that I definitely enjoyed reviewing, and I would recommend to people, especially people who want to play with large groups of friends, because this game has incredible teamwork support. It really takes me back to those days when MMOs were about getting as many people together as possible and just partying. So I guess that covers the technicals. Other than that, I would definitely recommend this game because it is gorgeous. I genuinely had fun playing it, and the animations for the fights and for all the spells are just to die for. There is a story, of course, and even though there's thousands of people playing the game, you are still going to be called the one and the true, the only champion that there has ever been. But you get used to this, every MMO does this. It's also very important to note that the game is what I'd call semi-open world, so it's not a perfectly open world like some of you may be used to, but it's still a sizable map that you can explore with a lot of paths. There are also a lot of quests that aren't tied to the main quest chain, which I really like, especially because you need to go out of your way to find them, and they're not obvious. So you overhear someone having a conversation about some problem that they have, you approach them, and they request your help. And I really like this because it's a quest that you do because you want to, not because you have to. And one thing that I think, for me, is the most important element of this game, it works through the Area Ignite launcher. So you know that the updates will be fast, the support will be responsive, and the game itself is very easy to install. I just downloaded the client, ran it, and the game installed on its own, which is still surprising even now in 2015. There are some games that just don't like computers. So even though bugs should be an exception to the rule, they're not. Most games are bugged, and this one, at least to my experience, is not bugged. So that's it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up if you did. Thumb down if you didn't, leave a comment, and of course subscribe to MMO Source for more game reviews. This is V-Man signing out.